regards to what's happening with the benchmark indices. We are seeing RIL, TCS and HDFC Bank right at the top, while there's pressure with something like Eternal as well as ICICI Bank, even Maruti, some bit of pressure is what we are looking for that as well. In terms of the sectoral picture though, what we are looking at is a mixed bag essentially. We are seeing Nifty IT right at the top, 1% of an uptick, followed by metals and PSU banks also. PSU banks yesterday saw a 3% of a beating on the back of the news that foreign investment would stay at the levels of 20% and would not see a uptick, which was what was expected before. While Nifty Pharma and Media, if you look at that, that's seeing a downtick of around 0.8% in today's trading session. So that's on the sectoral and the benchmark indices that we are looking at. But Puneet, talk to us about the broader markets as well.
Yeah, very quickly, just want to point out a couple of stocks on the BSE 500. So let's skip across to that because mid-cap, small-cap has been in the green and we'll hopefully get some perspective there by the end of the trading session to continue to be in the green. But largely, India Cement up almost 5.2%. And you can see the tech names, L&T Tech, Happiest Minds, on the back of the rupee depreciation. IT is a big gainer. So you are seeing those positive moves on that. Akzo Nobel is continuing its positive momentum. That's another key positive, up almost 2.8%. Yesterday, the stock was up almost over 5 to 6%. So continuing that move. On the losers side though, Biocon and Hitachi Energy are the biggest losers in the trading session. But let me welcome in our guest for the show today, Shaina Mukaddam. She is the independent market expert on the fundamentals, while Kush Bora, founder kushbora.com, joining in on the technicals. Both of you, thanks so much for joining in and a very good morning to both of you. Let me first go across to our first caller for today. Manav from Gurugram is dialing in for a stock query. Manav, very good morning and welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Hi, good morning to everyone.
Good morning,
I have a query on I have 50 shares of ABFRL, which I bought it before the demerger.
Okay.
At an average price of 240 somewhere around.
Okay.
So after the demerger, I got 50 odd shares of ABLBL also.
Okay, got it.
The price, so the price got recalculated according to both of their valuations. So currently I'm in profit in ABLBL, but it's showing me loss in ABFRL.
Right.
So I'm just confused. Should I keep both the counters, or should I sell one off and keep one, or should I keep both?
Right. No, Manav, fair question. Let me go across to Shaina for this real quickly. Shaina, because of the demerger, he's got both shares of Aditya Birla Fashion as well as the lifestyle brand. Any view, any kind of recommendation that you have if he should continue to hold both or sell out of either of those counters?
I would say it is better to exit both these counters and accumulate more in AB Capital. There, I believe in over the next 2 to 3 years, I think that will do better. So he will be holding AB Capital. So it's better to consolidate his holdings in AB Capital. The other two are not really making too much money in terms of financials, business-wise. So it's better to shift, in my view.
Okay, so that's with regards to AB Capital is what we are looking at. But now the next question is from Vanita Bala. She's writing to us from Kuwait and wants to understand, is this the right time to buy MCX for a long term? And she's looking at a period of over 5 years, wants to understand the valuation picture on this and whether the current levels are a good time to enter. So Shaina, let me come across for something like a MCX as well. What is your view regarding this?
The MCX has given you that wonderful return and it's done very well. And I'm very positive on all exchanges. So I am positive in the long term, even on MCX. But in terms of valuation, if I was to pick between a BSE, NSE is of course not listed, but you can take it, unlisted stock, and MCX. I would still go with a BSE and NSE rather than MCX. I think MCX after this rally has become a bit expensive. So I would, you can definitely add, but better to add at corrections. It's a bit expensive now.
Okay, so expensive valuations are what we are seeing for MCX at the current levels. So that's the view with regards to this particular counter. But moving on to the next caller, Ajay is calling to us from Ambala. Hi Ajay, how can we help you today?
या गुड मॉर्निंग मैम, गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल द पैनल मैम. मैम मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि मेरे पास अभी 10 लाख रुपीस इन्वेस्टमेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से रखे हुए हैं. एक्चुअली मुझे कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछना था कि मैम मैं ये मिड कैप या स्मॉल कोई भी ब्रॉडर मार्केट में 4-5 स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूँ, ऐसे 2 लाख या 2.5 लाख के हिसाब से 4 डिवीजन में. तो अगर मैम मुझे लिस्ट ऑफ स्टॉक कुछ बता सकेंगे आपके फंडामेंटल में कि जो 1 साल के लिए पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मैं इन्वेस्ट कर सकूं?
सो आप ये जो 10 लाख का एलोकेशन कर रहे हैं वो आपको फंडामेंटल्स के हिसाब से करना है. सो आई जस्ट वांट टू
हाँ जी मैम,
अंडरस्टैंड.
आज के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मैम कि कौन से मिड कैप या स्मॉल कैप जो अच्छे लॉन्ग टर्म मतलब 1-1.5 साल में अच्छा रिटर्न दे सकें, वो फ्रेश इन्वेस्टमेंट मैम.
जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड अजय कि अभी आपका जो पोर्टफोलियो है, आप ने पहले कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट्स किए, कोई सेक्टर्स में आपको ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंस है, तो आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड योर ओवरऑल स्ट्रैटेजी आल्सो.
यस मैम, मेरे पास मैम टीसीएस है. मैंने कल पोर्शन पूछा था, मेरे 700 शेयर्स टीसीएस के पड़े हुए हैं मैम, 3068 के रुपीज के हिसाब से. इस स्टॉक में 50% हमारा पोर्टफोलियो टीसीएस में ही है. बट अनदर थोड़ा सा मेरे पास 10 लाख रुपीज स्पेयर पड़ रहे थे, तो मेरे पास इसीलिए मैं इन्वेस्टमेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मेरे पास टीसीएस है मैम, टीसीएस है और 1-2 स्टॉक्स हैं. बट मुझे और बाकी स्टॉक्स में समझ में नहीं आ रहा था क्या करना है.
ठीक है, let me go across to our expert then. Shahina, I want to understand from you. So 50% of his current allocation that we are looking at is in TCS. So it's majorly the IT index is what we are seeing. Now he wants to invest more in the small and mid cap names. Firstly, valuations, which companies would we see in this particular space where valuations are attractive, and that too for a long-term picture if you have to enter at the current levels?
So in the small and mid cap space, as of now, I think you can look at hotels, because wahan par you have got the rupee depreciation that has happened. I think that will be a positive. So in that you can look at one of the two. Lemon is good, Chalet is good. Pick one of the two. Even ITC Hotels is good. It's in the mid cap space, so you can pick one of these three, depending on what you're comfortable with. Second sector that I would go in for as of now with a 2-year view, 2 to 3 year view, is in the metal and mining space. So यहाँ पर the mid cap space that is there would be GMDC, which is not only doing good mining in India, but they are also looking at international markets. So, and another one is in copper. Copper prices have gone up a lot. And I think you can look at Hindustan Copper. It's already moved up in the last 2-3 days, but I still think even from current levels, there is a good up move, because Hindustan Copper has about 40% of the domestic mining copper. They have got that in their portfolio, and plus expansion is on the cards. So I would say Hindustan Copper is another sector that he can look at. IT he already has, so I will not mention IT. He can look at some other sector in consumer durables. So basically spread your portfolio over 5-6 stocks, and in small cap especially. And then you can look at the longer term. Another small cap stock would be, I would say, Shakti Pumps, which has corrected a lot. And there, I believe they have got a very big order. So 1,000 crore order that could drive a 20-25% growth during the current year. They are in a good sector in solar power pumps. So there, I would say that it can give you an opportunity over the next 2-3 years. I like Heritage Foods also in the small cap space. Their milk prices are stabilizing, and Heritage Foods is getting into newer segments like ice creams. So I think there over the next 2-3 years, the correction has been there. So from here on, I believe you can keep adding a smaller quantity so that you build your portfolio over the next 2 to 3 months, because the market itself is seeing some bit of softness. So be careful, don't leverage, and add to your portfolio with a 2 to 3 year perspective.
Got it, Shaina. So अजय आपके लिए लेमन ट्री, शैले, ITC होटल्स में से एक, GMDC, हिंद कॉपर, शक्ति पम्प्स और हेरिटेज फूड्स, ये 7 स्टॉक्स शाइना ने रेकमेंड किए हैं. The next question that we're getting is an interesting one. Arjun from Kolkata is asking for the next 7 to 8 months if he can enter into JSW Energy and Apollo Microsystems. Kush, pleasure speaking to you again. What would you recommend Ajay to do?
Hey, hi. First of all, very good morning to everyone. I think JSW Energy is something that he can hold up on, in the sense that, the stock has actually seen some profit booking, and the support levels that were, being tested of 475, that's been broken. So I think I would wait and watch, and that too on the back of volumes. So maybe close to the 450, 445 zone, if the stock once again attempts to take a support and rebounds, then you could consider. But for now, the downturn is there and on the back of volumes. I suppose the other stock that you mentioned was Apollo Microsystems, right?
Yes, Kush.
So this one's going into a consolidation mode, but the support levels of 255 are being held on to for a 7 to 8 month time horizon. Not a bad idea to enter when the stock is consolidating. So yes, Apollo Microsystems is something that you can enter right now. Keep a tight stop loss at 255. On the way up to 95 and about 310 are your targets. So Apollo Microsystems you can enter now. JSW Energy on declines.
Well, that's an interesting call, Kush. You know, up almost 130% already, but Kush is seeing more upside on the charts, so that's interesting. But we have another caller now coming in from Kerala. Jijo is dialing in for a stock query. Jijo, very good morning and welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Yeah. Good morning to all. My query is Bajaj Finance Housing Finance Limited. I was
Okay.
holding 1,500 stocks at average of 97.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know the valuation wise is good or not. When I see the price to book, it's less. So I bought yesterday. So I want to know the long-term perspectives for you.
Got it, Jijo. Let me take it across to Shaina. Shaina, Bajaj Housing, a key one that's corrected quite a bit from its highs of over 180 rupees. I think currently trades are around 4 times price to book. What would you recommend Jijo to do? How long should he hold on to this investment?
Well, so the valuation is expensive. It's 4-time book, yeah. And if you compare it with the other housing finance companies, it is expensive. See, a second point I want to add over here, the selling by the promoter, I don't see it as negative because they had 86% market share, equity holding, sorry. So now the equity holding has to be brought down to 75%. So the process of selling equity has just started. We saw the big lot earlier. So this overhang of stock, they are still not at 75%. So this overhang of stock is going to remain for the next 6 months or 1 year. So I would say I would not be buying Bajaj Housing as of now. It's a great stock, good management, but I would be looking at it for making a return on the investment, maybe 2 quarters down the line. Otherwise, you hold it for 2-3 years, that's okay. But I would say now is not the right time.
So not the right time for Bajaj Housing is the view coming from Shahina. But the next query, that's from Paresh, who's writing to us from Bengaluru. He has a question. ITC is bought 1,300 shares at an average price of 420, currently facing a loss of 23,000 on the counter. Wants to understand whether he should continue to hold, buy or sell this one. Kush, let me come down something like a ITC. It's not a stock which has done so well this year. Even in the last 6 months or something, we are seeing flattish moves over here. So what would your view be with an ITC right now?
ITC would be a hold right now. The stock's actually consolidating with a negative bias, but it's trying to find its feet. And while you don't have a very strong sign of a recovery or a revival, at least as I said, the counter's consolidating. So I would continue to hold ITC. Tight stop loss at 385. Upsides could take some more time because, as I said, volumes on the upside are still missing. The stock hasn't really participated in the rally that the market is taking place. But this is due for a bounce, and once once you see early signs, you could see 420, the level that is bought it at, and higher levels also. Because after a consolidation, the breakout could also be sharp. But as I said, could take time. 385 is your stop loss. Continue to hold ITC.
Okay, so that's the view regarding ITC. Next, we have Rajesh, who's calling to us from Hyderabad. Hi, Rajesh. How can we help you today?
Hi, good morning. I'm Rajesh. I started my investment journey, and from the last 6 months, I have been investing in mutual funds, and I want to explore stocks. So I want to check when is the right time to enter E2E networks with a long-term view.
Rajesh, any particular reason that you're interested in E2E network? Was it fundamentals or technicals? What's the key rationale behind this?
I'm looking into the technicals. In fact, now that this is a nice subject for me, I'm just curious to know more about this company.
Okay. I'll take this across with Kush then. Kush, your view with E2E network?
Not so positive. There have been a couple of attempts at rebound, and they've fizzled out. The stock has seen a negative crossover of the 20 and the 200-day moving average. So the death cross also forming there. Volumes also on the way down haven't really abated. So it doesn't really suggest that the selling pressure is over. My suggestion on E2E networks would be to exit. And if he's currently looking to enter, then this is not your stock to enter right now. The stock could see a rebound here and there because it's deep into oversold territories. But the medium-term structure does not suggest an immediate upturn. So I would be a little cautious and avoid E2E networks.
Got that. That's Kush's view on E2E networks. It's another stock that's attracted a lot of interest from retail investors. The next one is Satwik Green Energy. Now it's a recent listing. Our viewer has bought roughly 400 at 480. He is holding. Pramod has been holding 30 shares. Currently at a loss of about 2.6 lakhs, 2.6 thousand. So he's asking if what should be the further course of action. So Shaina, let me come to you. I know it's a recent listing, but any view that you have on this stock?
No, I'll pass this. I don't really track new issues too much.
And any view that you have on these solar PV as well as these renewable solar plays, because there's been a bunch of listings apart from Satwik as well, something like Fujiyama amongst others. So what would be the differentiator that investors should watch out for amongst all of these plays versus the listed like Premier, like Vari amongst others?
I think the management quality and the size of the business is most important. Because I think that is where it is going to be driving their order book as well as their performance. The competition is going to be intense in the sector. All of them are increasing capacities in a big way. So I would actually stick with the larger ones because there is too much competition. So I wouldn't take the risk of getting into the smaller ones. But of course, I don't have any specific opinion on the one you mentioned.
Got it. Fair point, Shaina. But let me go across to our next caller for today. It's coming in from Hyderabad. Ravi is dialing for a stock query. Ravi, very good morning and welcome to Ask Profit. What's your query?
Yeah, very good morning. I have a query on GV Vernova T&D India. Currently, I'm holding 18 shares bought at 3170.
Okay.
So, just want to know, can the losses will be covered in next 6 months or 8 months?
Got it. Let me go across to Kush real quickly. Kush, on GE Vernova, Ravi is bought at 3,170. It's trading just a tad below 2,900 right now. Any chance of it coming back to his buying price in the next 6 to 8 months?
Yeah, I would give it a fair probability. The reason is that, if you see the early April rally, the stock actually jumped up quite a bit, more than doubled. Actually, there was a very significant uptick. From there on, there's been some consolidation, some support that the stock is trying to take at the 2,800 mark. But, some profit booking after such a strong rally is par for the course. The medium-term structure remains intact. So I would suggest a hold on GE Vernova T&D. Slightly deepish positional stop loss at 2650. But as I said, the overall structure is intact. There is consolidation right now. And the decline volumes have also started to thin a bit, which is also a good sign. So yes, continue to hold. There is a fair probability that in the next 6 to 8 months, he could see his buying price and slightly higher levels also.
Okay, moving on to the next caller. It's Selva who's calling to us from Tamil Nadu. Hi, how can we help you today, Selva?
Yeah, madam, good morning. I purchased 100 shares of Dredging Corporation at the rate of 1,380. Now I am running a loss of around 50,000 rupees.
Right.
Can you suggest what is the further course of action? Where shall I dispose it off or shall I wait?
Okay, let me take your query with Kush. Kush, we have seen a subsequent correction in this counter from its highs in 2024. At the current levels, should he continue to hold it? He's facing a loss of about 50,000 on the counter. What's your view?
So, look, the medium-term structure for this one is not so great, as you rightly pointed, that the stock has taken a beating around the, after the 1450 high that it hit. So, his buying price is also quite elevated around those levels. But the silver lining is that for the last, 9 months or rather this whole calendar year, the stock has been attempting a rebound. It has been seeing selling pressure and resistances, but that is obvious. There would be investors and traders like himself, who would want to exit especially if the buying prices are lower. So he could continue to hold this one. I would give it a low probability that his buying price would be seen in the next 3 to 6 months kind of a time frame. But from here on, the stock has the potential to hit the 990 and about 1050 mark. So he could exit around those levels. Because at around those levels his losses will be lesser, and also these are some technical resistance levels. So continue to hold, keep a stop loss at the 800 mark. He's already seen a lot worse in terms of prices. So keep a stop loss at 800, exit close to the 990, 1050 zone. Your losses will be slightly lesser compared to what they are right now.
Got the view, Kush, but it's time for our first round of the rapid fire in this edition of Ask Profit. Kush as well as Shaina, you know the drill. Keep your answers on buy, sell or hold, so that we can take as many queries as possible and answer a lot more also. Let me take in the first one on Utkarsh Small Finance Bank. A viewer has bought it at 56. What should he do, Shaina?
Switch. Exit.
Okay, Soma has bought 50 shares of Indian Overseas Bank, wants to understand the short-term outlook, whether she should average at current levels. Kush, your view?
No, I wouldn't suggest an average, but she could still hold on to this one with a stop loss at 35.
HPCL at 468. What should Aishwarya do, Shaina?
I would say it's a switch.
Coal India at 204. Balaji has bought 130 shares, whether he should hold or book loss. Kush, your view?
Exit.
Short-term view on Bandhan Bank as well as NMDC. Kush, what should Shankar from Delhi do?
Bandhan Bank is very clearly an avoid, and as far as NMDC goes, I think you could hold on to this or keep a stop loss at the 73 mark, and positionally you could see about 78.5 and 80 plus levels also.
Shahina, Pramod wants to know, is it the right time to buy L&T Finance considering its valuations? What is your view?
Yeah, it can be a buy at current levels.
Bank of India.
Medium term.
Got it. Bank of India 145 is a share price, 1000 shares. What should Michael do, Shaina?
Yeah, he can hold it. Also hold.
Okay, Satish wants to know, is it the correct time to enter Max Healthcare? It's for a long-term perspective. He wants to know your view with this. Shahina.
Yes, he can hold it. Yeah, he can buy or hold it. Yeah.
LIC Housing at 632. Kush, should he continue to hold?
No, I would suggest an exit on this one.
Okay, Venkatesh wants to know about Patel Engineering bought 5,000 shares, whether he should buy more at these rights issue. Shahina, your view?
No, I would say it's an avoid.
Inox Wind bought at 134 rupees. Shaina, should he continue to hold?
Yeah, I personally hold, so I guess it's a hold. And also I want to see, I hold a lot of other stocks that we have discussed. Small quantity, but I do hold.
Got it.
Okay, Shankar holds 1,000 shares of RVNL at a price of 422. Kush, what would your view be? Should we continue to hold?
Exit.
Siemens bought in August 2024. He's not mentioned a buying price, but it's flattish, so it might be at the current price. Kush, what should he do?
Continue to hold. Positional stop at 31.50.
Okay, Priyanka has 451 shares of Hutco at 273, wants to average it at current levels. What's your view, Kush?
She can consider at the current levels she can consider averaging at the current level, but I would suggest a positional stop at 210.
PNB bought at 125. What should he do, Shaina?
Yes, he can hold it. It's a hold.
Got it. Well, that's the end of the first round of the rapid fire of this edition of Ask Profit. A lot more queries on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick break.
...2025 has been a tremendous year for markets, money and milestones. And we have tracked it all right here.
As the year winds down, we bring you the big moments, the bold calls.
The stories that shaped your money and the trends that will shape the future.
Goodbye 2025. Get set for 2026. Only on NDTV Profit.
The most coveted invitation in the Indian corporate golf calendar, where top corporates go head-to-head with the finest professional golfers. An exclusive circuit across multiple cities. Aspirational, unforgettable. NDTV Golf Pro-Am, India's #1 golf Pro-Am, is here. The course of champions, the conversation of leaders. NDTV Golf Pro-Am. Stay tuned.
The NDTV Profit has come a long ways.
You are the new schools and colleges which people are getting access to education from.
ने बढ़िया आपका काम किया, आपके तो नाम में ही प्रॉफिट लगा हुआ भाई.
In the world of money and markets, the real currency is clarity.
So you guys have democratized information, and I think first you seeded the market, now the market is seeding you back out there.
Decisive, discerning, distinct. NDTV Profit isn't just business news.
We are like visiting faculty occasionally who come and get a chance to share what we can, but I think it's a great service.
It's the new language of markets, and the voices that move markets know it. Understand markets, decode money through the masters who shape them.
I think we are trying to get knowledge to smaller cities and towns, making it simple for retail investors. I think what you are doing is also contributed to the Indian capital markets and Indian economy.
When leaders speak of markets, they speak to NDTV Profit.
The NDTV Profit has come a long way since it was relaunched.
I hope you're watching NDTV Profit a lot.
Absolutely, you can come to my office and you can see.
Meeraj, Tamanna and the entire Profit team is also working super hard on building a world-class financial news product. And therefore, it's good that you're watching, and I hope you can see some churn and improvement as well.
No, absolutely. I think the NDTV Profit has come a long way since it was relaunched. And so I'm pretty pleased that what we require for the investor is the correct advice, correct information, and in a right way.
NDTV Good Times is something that we're supremely excited about.
We just don't want to do live entertainment. We want to create experience for you.
And NDTV Good Times is one of the most marquee and iconic ideas that NDTV came up with.
मेरा जो रिश्ता है एनडीटीवी के साथ वो बहुत बहुत पुराना है.
अरे और रहमान सोनू निगम के लिए जोरदार तालियां.
Presenting the all-knowing, all-powerful Tech Guru.
Whoa. Guru? I'm no guru.
Okay.
I'm just a guy who loves his tech.
A show where the mysteries of megabytes and motherboards shall be unraveled.
Bro, nobody talks like that anymore. This is all about connected ecosystems, EVs and AI that you can use in your daily life. That's what we do on Tech 360. Real talk, real reviews, tech that you can actually use.
Hello and welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit, a show where you get all your fundamental and technical queries answered. You can either call us or even WhatsApp us on the numbers that's flashing on the screen. But before we go and talk about more queries, it's time to take a deep dive in the F&O market setup and see how the cues are shaping up for trade today. We have Sharad standing by to just discuss the snapshot for today's trade.
Thanks, Anushi, for that. There is expiry at play when it comes to Sensex, and we have seen a lot of volatility, at least in the initial hour of trade. But now there is a significant up move coming in, especially the IT names. They are doing well on the back of a very strong dollar as rupee has hit its record lows. Tech Mahindra, TCS, HCL Tech, and even support coming in from majors such as Reliance and Asian Paints as well. In the downtick side, not much happening, but looking at the spot prices, there is an interest coming in. Open interest is on the higher side. Let's pull up the contracts where we see the action coming in. The options data was initially suggesting bearishness, but now there's a mixed trends happening. Either side of the call and put option, there is an action coming in. Let's pull up the BankX segment to see where the action is lying. And over here, some divergent trends are definitely there. Let's pull up HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, how they are faring, and both of them you can see is faring in the green as well. In the contract specific also, the action is moving slightly towards the put side where the writing is on the higher side. But let's go on to the stock specific moves where the action is coming in the long build up in Petronet LNG and PB Fintech. Short covering, 2 candidates coming in this as well, which includes HFCL and Yes Bank. And if you look at the long unwinding names, they include Paytm and Torrent Power as well, but not much action. The volumes are lesser in this space, but short build up, Biocon and Keynes make it to the list. So these are the important stocks on the Sensex expiry. They are buzzing in trade.
Well, thanks so much for that, Sharad. But we have the next question that's coming in on WhatsApp as well. And Kush, this is for you. Happiest Minds at 750, 300 shares is what Sunny has bought, and Sunny is requested for your view. He's also asked us to take this question quickly because he has to go pick up his daughter. So, what's your quick view on this stock?
Hi, Sunny. Thanks for asking me specifically. I would suggest a buy on Happiest Minds, stop loss at 495 and targets on the upside, 535 and about 560.
Okay, so that's with Happiest Minds, that's what we are looking at. But now we have a caller joining us. It's Vivek who's calling to us from Mumbai. Hi, Vivek. How can we help you today?
Yeah, hi. And hi to Kush. And this query was basically on TCS, and I've been holding this stock since 2022. And I'm at a loss at this time, but the dividend is also kind of making it up. And therefore, I have arrived at the price of 3,300, which is mentioned, although it is slightly more. So I'm currently at a loss of about, 9,000 on this. So wanted the view which Kush has, whether, this rally is a durable rally on TCS, or would it be more prudent to move out of TCS and move into a counter like Eternal?
Okay.
Would that be a good idea so that, I can kind of hold this for 2 years, moving from TCS into Eternal?
Okay, so still it's a long-term perspective that you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Kush, so specific query for you again. This is with regards to TCS versus an Eternal is what we are seeing. What would your view be with this?
Hey, hi Vivek. First off, thanks for directing this to me specifically. It's just incidental that today on our advisory we've released a buy call on TCS, but the second target happens to be 33.40. It's obviously a momentum-based target, just about above your buying price, the one that you've mentioned. So my suggestion would be continue to hold on to this one. The street is divided as to what's the fate of the IT sector. A lot of the analysts have turned constructive. I have my skepticisms to be honest, but cannot deny the momentum that has been built in some of the big names, especially TCS and HCL Tech, and also some of the smaller names like Persistent and Coforge. So my suggestion would be continue to hold on to this one. 30-40 is the second target that we've kept on our call. I think the stock has the potential to go to 375 levels also. But you would be better off doing a trailing stop loss strategy, which is if the stock does dip to some support levels, exit. Now, as far as your second query goes, Eternal, I'm very constructive on Eternal. I am in fact looking at a buying opportunity on Eternal. The only reason we've not initiated a call just yet is because the fall that started about a month and a half ago has not stemmed, and there is a gap around the 275 mark. So if that gap gets filled rather, and the stock does show a recovery, I would be constructive, and it will not be a bad idea to consider Eternal as a buy. So yes, on the way up, once the fall settles, Eternal is a good choice for the next 2 years.
Very interesting question. So there, Eternal is the one that could be on focus at 275 according to Kush. It has corrected from the highs quite a bit, but this one to watch. The other one is coming in from Venkat Ramani from Bengaluru. He wants to invest 1 lakh rupees in any one of the auto stocks. He's mentioned Tata Motors, passenger vehicle, Mahindra and Mahindra, Hyundai is the 3 options that he's given. China, either of the ones that he's mentioned is something that you like, or do you have any other recommendation in the auto space?
Well, I would say in four-wheelers, Maruti looks the best as of now. So it doesn't, none of the 3. But yes, even M&M of the 3 that he's mentioned would look good, because you have good growth in volumes, both as tractors as well as their four-wheelers, CVs also. So I would just go with either of Maruti or M&M.
Okay, so that's the overall perspective on auto space and the topics right there. But now moving on, it's Shailendra who's calling to us from Bhubaneswar. Hi Shailendra, how can we help you today?
Good morning, madam. I'm having 130 shares of Network Technologies at the rate of 2211.
Right.
I want to hold for 1 year.
Okay, first of all, Just want to understand, Shailendra, when did you mark an entry in this particular counter? Because I'm seeing that you've already made a profit of 1 lakh. So congratulations on
Yes,
that.
I purchased on 1st August 1925.
Okay, okay. Let me take this across to Shahina then for her view with regards to NetWeb Tech. Shahina, if you see, he's already made a decent amount of profit on this and wants to continue to hold it for another year. Are you constructive on this particular counter for this additional year that we're looking at?
Yeah, I think NetWeb, while slightly expensive in terms of pure valuations, I believe he's gotten at a very good price. And in fact, I would say that he can even further add at say closer to about on dips around 3,000 levels. They have got a good order book position, and I think they're in a niche segment which is growing fast, cloud computing, etc. So he can add hold what he's got and add at lower levels.
Got the view, but we have another question on Aegis Vopak terminal. Now it's a counter that started to see traction with analysts over the last couple of months, and Chanukya from Hyderabad is asking if it's the right time to enter the stock. Kush, on the charts, any view on Aegis Vopak?
I would say rather limited data, so a positional call will be very difficult. So I'm going to have to pass this.
This counter by any chance?
No, I'll pass it.
All right. Let me take across the next question then. This one's coming in on Shakti Pumps. Actually, Shaina gave her view that it was one of the stocks in the earlier part of the show. Our viewer has bought 70 shares at 1150. Jyoti from Hyderabad is asking a short-term view. So, Kush, what would you recommend on Shakti Pumps? Are you as positive as Shaina is?
With the kind of decline that the stock has seen, I will remain a little skeptical, but I would suggest a hold on this one. And the reason for that is that stock's gone into the oversold territory, and there could be a rebound. Also, there is a positive RSI divergence setting up, which suggests that there could be some rebound that could come about. Although her buying price is very high, I would look at levels of 675 and about 750. From a short-term perspective. Maybe around those levels, if things turn constructive, then the tide could turn for Shakti Pumps. But for now, it's a hold. Keep a stop loss just under the 600 mark.
Okay, a hold is the view for Shakti Pumps. This is on basis of technical. Shahina gave her view where she was constructive about this counter. So mixed picture is what we are seeing. But moving on, Narayan is calling to us from Hyderabad. Hi Narayan, how can we help you today?
Hello, good morning, madam.
Good morning.
I am Narayan from Hyderabad. I bought IRB Infra 1694 shares at the average price 68.86 paisa.
Right.
Can I hold or exit, or otherwise it is average?
Okay. So this is for a period of 1 year or further than
1 year. 1 year.
Okay.
I will wait up to 1 year.
Okay. Shahina, let me come to you on something like a IRB Infra. Now, if you just look at the sector in general, a lot of these stocks have corrected on the back of the order pipeline, which is also there, which has rather been on the muted side. Even in terms of the execution part of it, we are seeing some bit of pressure over there with the order book remaining muted. And along with that, even working capital cycle has been an issue for a couple of these road players that we are seeing. What would your view will be for something like an IRB Infra?
Well, I think after this correction, and it can correct a bit more. So if he's a 1 year 1 year holding investor, I would say that he should, he can continue to hold, but I see some bit more softness in the shorter term. They are doing pretty well in their average revenues that they are getting from their tolls. So I would say you can continue to hold. If you're a longer term investor, you can keep a stop loss close to about 40 maybe. I would see this going up to about 47, 48 in maybe 6 months time. So I would say hold as of now.
Well, got the view, Shine on IRB Infra. We have the next query coming in from Sai Karthik from Dallas, Texas. He's a regular viewer. So, Sai, thanks so much for sending in your query. He is holding 200 shares of Adani Enterprises, bought at 2,403, and asking a 3 to 6 month view on this stock. Kush, on the charts, what would you recommend?
I'd suggest a hold. There have been multiple attempts at a rebound, but the stocks faced selling pressure at slightly elevated levels. Nevertheless, it is supporting. It is taking support at the 2,100 mark. So as long as that is intact, I think the medium-term structure should be fine. So continue to hold with a stop loss at the 2,100 mark.
Okay, so hold is what we are seeing for Adani Enterprises, but a standard disclaimer that the channel that you're watching is part of the Adani Group as well, so do keep that in mind. But moving on, we have the next query from Anil John. He's writing to us from Kuwait. He wants to understand the fundamentals of Anthem Biosciences and wants to understand whether it's the right time to take an entry in this particular counter. Now, do note that it's a recent listing that we are seeing in picture. It listed in July or something onwards. Shahina, have you tracked this particular counter? What is your view with regards to this?
No, I'll pass it. I've not.
Okay, Kush, moving on, I understand that the time period would be rather restricted on this one. So, do you have a view with this?
No, gonna have to pass, as you said. Very limited data.
Okay, I'll take the next query then. If you look at the next query now, that's from Jagdish. He wants to buy 1,000 shares of Belrise Industries. I'm assuming that it's a long-term picture that he wants to understand. So, Shahina, let me come to you on something like Belrise Industries. What is your view with this?
Well, it's about 14,000 crores of market cap. It's not making any money. It's sort of making losses as of now. No, sorry, I've got it wrong. Actually, I'll pass it. I don't really track this stock, so I'll let Kush take the technicals.
Got Kush, on the charts, any view on Belrise? The listing price of roughly about 90 this at the start of this year. It's done well for its investors. Any view on Belrise for you?
Again, limited data, but from whatever I have, the stock is in a very near-term uptrend. You could consider an entry and keep a stop loss at the 155 mark. That's the 50-day moving average support zone. The recent correction or the recent dip that you're seeing in the last two sessions could still be a healthy one, given the kind of medium-term uptick that the stock is seeing. So yes, you could consider a buy. Keep a tight stop loss at 155.
Okay, do note that it's a 80% of an uptick that we've seen that since it's listed. So that's Belrise Industries view. But moving on, we have Ramesh who's calling to us from Hyderabad. Hi Ramesh, how can we help you today?
Yeah, hi team, good morning. I am the regular viewer of Ask Profit. So I wanted to invest a 2 lakh on the NCC. So it is a real estate space I wanted to add into my portfolio. Is it a long-term view? So is it the right time to enter into the stock? Do you have any recommendation in this sector?
Okay, let me take this to Shahina then, and thank you so much Ramesh for being a regular viewer. We really appreciate that. Shahina, your view with NCC, it's been in focus on the back of recent order wins as well. What would you say?
Yes, it's got good orders. It's got and it keeps getting orders, good orders. Valuation wise also it's not expensive. Still, I would say do not buy it at current levels. Wait for a correction. I would say closer to about 165, 160, 165, which is not too much lower from here. But I would say do not buy it now. Wait for corrections and buy it then. Wait for about 5% correction and odds and then add.
God, that's Shahina's view on NCC. But we have another query from Pune, and Pooja is writing to us on WhatsApp. She has a query on the outlook of Interglobe Aviation amid the current disruption that we are seeing, and we will put the spotlight on that as well. But Shahina, quick view on the stock?
Well, it is, the only one that you have and the best one that you have in the space as of now, listed space. So yes, but there is a lot of disruption. I think over the next 3 days, we are going to see this disruption continue. So, of course, if you want to buy, and it's an expensive stock. So you want to buy, you buy it at lower levels, not at current levels. I would say close to about maybe 5,400, 5,000, that maybe 5,350, those will be better levels to add.
Got it. But viewers, since this has been one of the key talking points across social media, we have been covering the story as well of the number of disruptions that flights have happened, especially with Indigo. We ought to put some more focus on that. And we do a profit intelligence segment in India Market Close. We have brought it in this show for today because Indigo is in a row after multiple flights cancelled across major airports, which were affecting thousands of passengers, left stranded as well as leading to long queues at terminals. But what will be the impact of all of this on the company? Let me bring in Somit to get us a perspective on that. Somit, over to you.
Indigo has been in focus for the last couple of days, and this is largely because of the flight cancellations that have been announced by the company. So we have tried to gauge what could be the actual financial impact on Indigo, given the fact that there has been a lot of hue and cry about these flight cancellations. Firstly, just to give an idea, over 350 flights have been cancelled over the last 2 days, And on an average, Indigo operates nearly 2200 to 2300 flights on a daily basis. So as a percentage, flight cancellation is just 7 to 8% of the total flights that Indigo operates. Now, what could be the financial loss? So we are assuming that if a company continues to earn what they earned in the third quarter of FY25, and if the company continues to incur the cost what they did in third quarter of FY25, that is last year, then in third quarter of FY25, the company earned a revenue per unit of 5.44 rupees, and the cost that it incurred per unit cost was close to 4.83 rupees. Now, out of this total cost of 4.83 rupees, fixed cost is 40%, 60% is variable. And whenever a flight is cancelled by an airline, they actually save on the variable cost and they incur just fixed cost. So fixed cost stands at around 1.93 rupees per unit, and the variable cost stands at around 2.9 rupees per unit. So Indigo, if you look at, has on an average around 190 seats, and the average kilometer that an airline aircraft flies is close to 1000 kilometer. So if you try to gauge the notional revenue loss that the company might incur on cancellation of each flight, that is 5.44 rupees that it earned as a revenue last year, multiplied by 1.9 lakh crore. 1.9 lakh crore is derived by multiplying 190 seats with 1000 kilometers. Then the notional revenue loss would be around 10.3 lakh rupees for Indigo on cancellation of one flight. But the impact on profitability, in fact, would be much lower, because I explained to you that they only incur fixed cost and not the variable cost. So if you minus the variable cost then from the notional revenue, then the cost that they actually see on the profitability would be just 2.5 rupees on a unit basis. And if you multiply 2.5 to 1.9 lakh, then the actual loss for Indigo on cancellation of one flight would be just 4.8 lakh rupees. Now they have cancelled 350 flights, so 350 into 4.8, the total cost for them so far would be around 17 odd crore, or the total loss for them so far would be around 17 crore. Now to put this number into perspective, in the third quarter of FY25, the company had a profit of 2,450 odd rupees, and 16.9 crore is the loss that the company will incur because of the 350 flight cancellations so far. So that is just 0.7% of the total profit that the company had earned last year. So obviously, this is not going to have much of a big impact on the financials of Indigo in the third quarter of FY26 as well.
Thanks so much for that, Soumit. And viewers, we do try to get you perspective of what you should watch out for in terms of stock prices from a guest, but also the research side as well. So hopefully that piece by Soumit, a very detailed one, has helped you. But before I go ahead, let me just take Kush's view very quickly as well, because we did get the fundamental view. Kush, on the charts on Indigo, what do you expect the near-term momentum to be, or is it largely that we should just be concerned on the flights and social Anushi, because she is flying out today with an Indigo flight as well, but what would you recommend?
Yeah, well, all the best to her. But no, from a near-term perspective, there is definitely pressure. But medium-term, I remain very constructive on Indigo. I will look for buying opportunities, when this storm kind of settles down. The 200-day moving average is acting up. The stock did slip below it, but is right now trading, above that mark. I think this dip from a medium-term perspective could well turn out to be a buying opportunity. As I said, I just want the fall to stem and the stock to start showing any signs of recovery.
Okay, so that's with regards to Indigo is what we are looking at. Hope everyone, including me, has a safe flight today. But moving on, it's Shankar who is calling to us from Chennai. Hi Shankar, how can we help you today?
Hi, definitely, ma'am. Good morning. I bought 5 Hitachi Energy. That means Cover India shares at the rate of all to 22,222 rupees.
Right.
What is the outlook for 3 months?
Okay, for a 3-month perspective.
Because suddenly they fall around 1,200 rupees yesterday and today.
Right. Let me take this across with Kush then. Shankar, he can help you with a technical check on this one. Kush, what would your view be?
It's not a bad stock. I think he just got stuck with the wrong price, in the sense that, slightly elevated price at the high price for the last couple of sessions that the stocks had. So my suggestion would be continue to hold. There is definitely selling pressure that came in yesterday. Today also you're seeing that pressure, and as we speak, the stock is actually hitting the low point of the day. So this could perhaps accelerate a little on the downside, but the medium-term structure very well intact. A deepish stop loss that I would suggest on this one would be close to the 19,000 mark. That's where some of the key support level technicals come in. But like I said, medium-term structure intact, just the price is elevated. So hold this with a stop loss at the 19,000 level.
Okay, so hold is what we are seeing for Hitachi Energy. But now coming to the exciting part of this particular segment, it's rapid fire round. And this is the second rapid fire that we have on the show. So Kush and Shahina will keep the answers as short and crisp as possible. Starting off with the first query, it's from Upendra, who holds 100 shares of TBO Tech at an average price of 1482. Wants to understand whether he should sell now. Kush, your view?
No, I would suggest a hold on this one. Keep a stop loss near the 1635 level.
The next one that we're getting is a 1 to 3 year view. Actually, we have taken Bajaj Housing Finance. So let me take another one. It's on Hutco, 2000 shares bought at 235. Kush?
No, so Hutco is a hold, and like I said before, the stop loss on this one is 215.
Okay, Shahina, this one is for you. Amrita has bought Biocon at market price of 415. Wants to understand whether she should continue to hold it. Your view?
Yeah, continue to hold.
NLC India bought at 55 rupees per share since 2021 is what Vishwanta holds. What should he do, Kush?
Not a bad idea to book partially.
Okay, Ajit is holding 18 shares of Inox India at the price of 1258. Wants to understand whether he should accumulate more. Kush, your view?
No, I would wait up.
Abbott India bought at almost 29,000 levels. Shaina, what would you recommend?
About India, I would say it is a switch.
Okay.
Exit.
Okay, exit is the view. Now Shiva is holding 500 shares of Freeman at the price of 600 for last 2 years. Is facing a loss. Wants to understand whether he should continue to hold. Shahina, your view?
It's a hold.
Moil bought at 280, 500 shares. What should he do, Kush?
Sorry, what's the buying price?
Moil, it's bought at 280.
Continue to hold. Keep a stop loss at 315.
Okay, Yogendra has bought 100 shares of Tata Elxsi at an average price of 6687. Wants to understand the view on this. Shahina, your view?
It's a hold at current levels. Yeah.
Apollo Hospitals bought at 7,560. Shahina, what should he do?
It's a hold.
Okay, 600 shares of NLC at the price of 555 is what Vishwant holds. Okay, that is done. So we'll take the next question from
Shanti Gold.
Satyan. He's bought Ethos at the levels of 2,500 6 months ago. Wants to know whether he should continue to hold. Kush, your view?
Yes, continue to hold Ethos. Stop loss at 2950.
A medium-term view on Shanti Gold. What would you recommend Shaina for Sachin to do?
I'll just pass this. I don't know.
Kush on the charts, any view?
Yeah, rather recent listing, so.
Okay, Michael is holding Gujarat Gas shares and this is at the price of 650. Wants to understand 1 year outlook, whether he should continue to hold. Your view, Shahina?
I would say it's a switch.
The last one, our viewer Gauri is actually making 45% returns on Coforge as well as LTI Mindtree. Kush, should he book out some losses right now?
I would suggest partial profit book on both of them, but continue to hold both the counters. The momentum strong with the entire pack.
Got it. Well, Kush as well as Shaina, thanks so much for joining in, giving us your views, because we've been able to solve 53 queries. So appreciate your insights on all of those 53 queries. But viewers, that's all the time that we have on this edition of Ask Profit. Thanks so much for sending in all your queries. We are almost at 230 queries for the week. So we'll be back tomorrow with a lot more. Stay tuned. KYC comes up next.
...2025 has been a tremendous year for markets, money and milestones. And we have tracked it all right here.
As the year winds down, we bring you the big moments, the bold calls.
The stories that shaped your money and the trends that will shape the future.
Goodbye 2025.